Good morning, traders. Right, I've made my daily pips, in fact more than my daily pips today, so I am bored, waiting really now for the London Open, but I've been watching this gold. I shorted gold and closed quickly and moved my stop to break even. I got stopped out on the runner, but that's alright because my runners, as a scalper, I'm realising that runners are a waste of time, so I close 99% of it and leave the rest on there just so that I can observe and learn what happens, to be honest with you. So the runners are always pennies now. I couldn't care less if they go 100 pips after I've closed my 8 pips. My trading day, my trading plan is based on 6 or 7 pips. Anything over that is a bonus. And there you go, that's it. So we're here looking at this chart, and I wanted to explain why really I am a short-term trader, because I cannot stand drawdown. I cannot stand holding a trade that I know would reverse at these levels for whatever reason. These are the support and resistance indicator that I've talked about. It's on my pinned tweet. Just do a search on my YouTube channel. So, and it's automated. You barely have to touch anything with drawing support and resistance lines. It is that good. You can tighten them up just by manually, because I've taught you how to do that if you watch my previous videos, so that this range doesn't become a little bit confusing or overwhelming. We know categorically, flip zones, the close and open of the red candle there, close of the green, open of the red, will always be the critical levels. So that whole band, we know the internal critical levels that are involved in there. So the bands don't bother me at all, but they really work as targets for trades. When you're down here and you've had your trigger off the RSI, then you can expect it to hit that band. When you've broken through that band, or this blue level that I just drew on there, and you get a momentum trigger and all the time frames line up, you can expect it to go into that band. So never assume anything. Don't just hit it down here and expect it to go all the way up to that pink level. Just trade following all the usual rules, 3 candle reversals and so on and so forth. So back to the reason for this video really. Let's delete those. When I shorted this, I knew I was going to have problems at these levels. Supply and demand is what drives the market, and we know the algorithms are hunting out. There's no humans doing this. Well, there are, just us retail traders, but 90% of the movement in markets now is algo driven. In forex and metals and commodities especially, not so much in stocks, because that's more human involvement with stocks. But when we were down at this level, we knew we were pretty well overextended on the M5 chart, so we can start to consider looking for reversals. That's what I'm hoping for at the London, Frankfurt and London Open. Frankfurt in 35 minutes, 7 AM, and London at 8 AM in the UK. So, but look at this. I mean, this is a textbook, and that's the reason for this video. This is a textbook reversal on the 1 minute chart. We know we will have had a 3CR on the 5 minute chart. If the 5 minute 3CR, and we'll have a look at that in a moment, combines with a momentum trigger, that is absolutely belt and braces, perfect setup I'm looking for, especially as it's overextended. It's had a nice move down, broken out of an area above of supply, and it's come to look for buyers and or take out stops, bring in the sellers, and then just take them out again with this up move. But look at this dragon. That's the reason for this. We can draw our descending trend line, high, low, lower, high. That becomes valid when we break this low, and then we can clearly see the ascending trend line, and that's why I like the dragon on there, because it automatically, effectively, that does it automatically. So this template for me is golden. It is. There's nothing else I need. I don't need VWAP. I don't need really the fractal indicator, although I like that a lot. Thank you, Onesie, for that. I don't need Bollingers, although I like them a lot too. I don't need the Ichimoku Cloud. I like that a lot too, but I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and this is the simplest. And you know, this dragon was devised probably 15 years ago now by Sonic R. Thank you, Sonic. And it works fantastically. And in particular, and I mentioned this on a tweet earlier today, the 89 EMA. You know, don't trade into the 89 EMA. Wait until we've broken through it and pulled back, and then you're really, really good to go. And the 89 will tend to coincide with resistance on the left-hand side. Sorry, I've got alerts going off on my other machine. We have, you know, so once you get used to doing this manually and with no indicators, and then you will see that the indicators do the job for you. So, but learn how to trade candlesticks manually if you can, or at least study what I do, naked charts, naked trading, this, that and the other, and then see how the indicators and the 3CR and the 2B reversal, we've got a good 2B reversal going on here too, and a 1, 2, 3 higher low reversal here too. I mean, it just goes on and on forever. All these things work together. So you just use what's best for you, and that's as simple as that. So we can do the trend, low, high, high, low, high, high, pullback, continuation, or you know, we can count it higher if you wish, but as long as you're above, sellers on the left hand side, the buyers have basically beaten the sellers, and that's why it will continue on up to the next lot of supply above you, and vice versa. So that's it. That's what this video was about, really. Just the reason I don't hold trades for ages is because I know I get these reversals. Why the hell would I want to suffer drawdown or reversal, take the profits, trade the opposite direction, because you know you can and you know why? That's the reason for this. Supply and demand, algorithms hunting it out, is why price moves. If we know why price moves, then why don't we trade it? That's it. Simple as that. Keep trading simple. There is no reason to complicate it. So let's have a look for that 5-minute 3CR. That will have potentially instigated this. Who knows, we might even have a 15-minute 3CR in the mix as well. I don't know why that's offset a little bit too much there. I don't like that. So there's our 5-minute 3CR right down there. This is the Asian range low. This was printed by this candle, so disregard that as a support level. But let's have a look on as we move up, see if we've got a 15-minute 3CR involved here too. Too much to ask for. There it is there, actually. And remember, I always talk about watch out for the pullbacks, but when we are in the volatile time of the market, any volatile time, this is quite volatile because we can see we've clearly smashed down through that 89 here. Notice that was where I took my short. I was watching the 89. I just wanted to see a trigger here, and as you can see, down she went, and the distance of that is quite huge. You know, it looks tiny on this 15-minute chart, but that's 18 or 19 pips there easily. I saw a 20 pip I saw 20. No, it didn't actually. I do apologise. I had two trades on here, so divide the pippage by 2. Really, just so that you know, I can close my big portion and let the other one run. It saves a lot of aggravation because you can put your stops on manually and so on and so forth. So, what else can I say about this 15-minute 3CR? As I say, yeah. So, you know, when you get this one. At a busier time of market, i.e. pre-Frankfurt, pre-London, watch out for those big moves. Now, I did put a tweet on Twitter saying that because the dashboard was looking quite busy prior to the London and Frankfurt Open, or the other way round, I would expect price, because all this was full with red and green here, it was just crazy for that time of the morning, 5:30. I would expect potential pullbacks. Well, we have actually now had the pullback, in my opinion. This is the pullback. So we could quite easily continue on down. So Other pairs that I noticed as well, GA was one of them. Big move to the downside. Same pattern as gold, in fact. There we're sat on, again we're sat on S2, and we're quite a way away from the dragon, so we need to watch out for this. It's more complicated than just saying, oh yes, it's going to pull back, or oh yes, it's going to go down. So I'm glad when I get my trades, I want to be in and out of the market as quick as possible. I'm glad I did, because if I don't get a perfect setup now, I could end up waiting for hours and hours and hours, and that is not what I want to do as a scalper. But having said that, I haven't actually studied the H4 properly yet. As you know, we've just printed a new H4, whatever that is, 33 minutes into the new H4, yeah, 33 minutes into the new H4. So I'm now going to sit down and really study these. Look, you can see we've had a big red candle printed, and we got a little pullback. Potentially there was a scalp involved there. Where was another big candle I saw? I did see one. That wasn't the only one. Oh, there, GA. That's the one I was talking about. Big red candle printed. Lovely pullback. So we could go and have a quick look at that GA. Actually, we were talking about that just now. We haven't got the 15-minute 3CR, but we have got a 5-minute in there. That was the 5-minute 3CR. Nice. Oh, we didn't check, what was it we were looking at? Didn't check the gold to see whether it coincided with a momentum trigger. But that's why I like this on here, because we had the 5-minute 3CR. We didn't have a momentum trigger, but the TMA slope had actually turned green, and that's quite rare. You know, when that slope turns green, that's why I love it on my, you know, it's clearer, it's different. Plus this would say buy, which is a multi-time frame instrument, as it were, indicator, unlike this. Here's another thing that I don't talk about often. We've just printed, are we? Or we are printing one of Simon Anderson, his vol bomb by the looks of it there, but it's only a 5-minute vol bomb, so it's not that important in the bigger picture. But all these things, they're all on this YouTube channel. Just use search, spend the time. I've spent the time making them, so you can spend the time watching them if you feel they have any value for you. But yeah, I mean, going back to this TMA slope, it will look naff when you are in a sideways market, and this will be quiet time of market, whatever time that happens to be. But when you are watching for these moves, you are watching the moves, because we only watch the charts when there's momentum coming into the market. So it stands to reason we are looking at the most momentum full, if that's a word, period of the day to trade. As such, when this changes after a long period of the opposite direction, in other words, bearishness, when it changes to bullishness, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to give you a high incidence of a good trade. And that's where this overrides the RSI histo. Although, having said that, you drop down on the RSI histo and then you will have your correct momentum move. I'll show you what I mean on that. This sort of thing here, starting to look great. It didn't tie up on the TMA slope, whereas this one clearly did. So we'll look at this one. The RSI histo there, TMA slope's given the trigger. RSI isn't telling us much at all at that point, but if you go down on the 1 minute chart, you can see you've got your bust up, pull back, break and close. Above the 20 level, that's an arbitrary number, so give or take, if it's 18, 19 or 21, that's good enough for a strong momentum trigger, and you can clearly see. And you've also got the pullback and the TMA slope trigger as well. I mean, what more could you want? Plus you're above the dragon, and in this case, I know I said don't trade until you get above the 89 EMA. But something like this, or US 30 for example, something that really moves, I mean well, a scalper will make money out of 1 or 2 pips. So the top of that candle, it's 3.6 pips. You've got to take the spread into account, so not the best, but you know, I will go for anything that agrees with my rules, and I know it's coming off demand, as I said before. So you know, it's all about screen time. But we've got the tools here, guys. And what was the other thing? GA. Let's have a look at that little reversal on GA again. Sorry for flicking between them all, but at least on these videos you can speed them up, you can reverse them, you can pause them. So if you can stand my jumping around, then you feel these have any value, then it's up to you to do the work. Now, why isn't that changing from to GA for me? Here we go. So yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the 5 minute on that. Beautiful looking reversal. Not as good as gold, but still good. So you've got your 3CR up there on the 5 minute. Remember also, the shallower the better, because your stops need to be down here. So if you've got a 3CR here, that's like the gold was, it's absolutely blinding. That was the 3CR close there. That's the new candle. We've got the TMA slope agreed as well, so we can see there was serious momentum. This TMA slope, we got divergence there as well, forgot to mention that. Again, the RSI was not clear, but the TMA is. That's again another plus point for the TMA slope. That's why it's on the charts, guys. And then what have we got going on M1? Yeah, straight into the 89 EMA again, and you can see, look how significant that 89 is. So you can wait for the 89 to do its stuff, set your alerts. I've talked about setting alerts before. Just right click your chart, set your alert above price, and it will automatically be a buy alert. Bring it down below price and it will start going off. He says, I think I might have alert silenced on this particular machine because it was annoying me. Oh, there we go. So that's that, and put your alert, right click, set your alert below price, and that will automatically be a sell alert. So they're easy to use. So there you go, guys, 89 EMA. You can see how significant that thing is. Tends to coincide with stuff on the left hand side anyway. You know, all of these are self-fulfilling prophecies. This is what I said in yesterday's. You don't need all your round numbers and things like that, because you'll find price will accumulate accumulate around those areas. You know, round numbers, open and close of the daily candle, pivots, and so on and so forth. All of it works together. You don't really need all of it. Just put on your charts the stuff that helps you. So what's going on? We are 20 minutes before the Frankfurt Open. So these things suggest to me that they are pushing it to a point, and I always used to call this sort of the positioning time of day, the grinding period of day, pushing price to a point where potentially they can reverse it. But always remember, they don't have to reverse. They may well have pushed it above another point. They'll pull it back quickly and send it up. So, you know, we have to use all the tools in our toolbox to ascertain what's going on. But as always, if this complicates or confuses you, just look for these bounces off supply and demand, and you can't go wrong, really. You know, that's what our tools are about. Get the safest, easiest trades. Try to trade as close to the crossover of the Sonic R Dragon, which is another reason it's on my charts, as you possibly can. Or, as you know, another example, as near to the 89 EMA as you can. Above the 89, go long. Below the 89, go short. Simple as that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.